My name is Felicia Clark, and I'm with TDIndustries, a premier facilities management and mechanical construction firm that has been building communities for over 7 decades. One of our core values is to celebrate the power of individual differences. And this means that we strive to create a culture of collaboration and inclusion and to learn from, various perspectives because we believe that we can achieve more together. This also means embracing diversity and inclusion as part of our core mission. TDIndustries founder Jack Lowe Sr. was committed to pursuing fairness and inclusion in education and diversifying the education system here in North Texas. So today we are speaking with Principal Cavitt, Crystal Cavitt of Jack Lowe Sr. Elementary School, which is named for TD's founder. And we're hoping to learn a little bit more about the positive impact that this school is having on our community and how they are continuing to honor his legacy and commitment to diversity in education. So, Principal Cavitt, thank you for talking to me. And please tell us a little bit about how you came to become principal of Jack Lowe Senior Elementary School.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I became principal of Jack Lowe in December 2022. I was the assistant principal here. I was drawn to this community. My predecessor, Miss Barrios, was an amazing, amazing woman. And so she sold me on the vision she had for Jack Lowe. And I was like, oh, I have to be a part of this. Like, oh my goodness. And coming here, rising and being able to be a part of the diversity that this campus have. We have, let's say, about 70% of refugees. And so we get students from all over the world. We represent 20 different countries, 25 different languages. And so that drew me to this school in order to, really say, oh, yes, I work with diverse individuals, work with diverse students. And so once I became the AP, she got a promotion and then, you know, things happen for a reason. And so I'm not going to get into all of my beliefs, but I believe that I was sent here for a purpose and for a reason, and that reason was to make sure that we get the word out of how diverse we are and how our students are really learning. And so that led me to my path to becoming the principal.
I love it. I really love it. And you talked about how much you cared about the mission of the school and the values of the school. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that mission is and what those values are?
Yes. And so we're a personalized learning community. And so with that, we wanted our students and our leaders and our teachers and everybody to be compassionate, innovative, divergent thinkers, and positive citizens. That's the vision for the campus, all while making sure that we not lose sight of our community, empowering our students to come back and give back to this diverse community, culturing a nurturing environment for those students who had to flee their countries and come here, and then setting those high expectations for our students, because sometimes I think that we fall short, like, oh, they don't even know the language, how are we going to get them there? This school continues to set high expectations and to be global successful leaders. So if they wanted to go back to their country, that they are set up for success. So when they step outside these doors of Jack Lowe, that they are able to read, they're able to write, they're able to be innovative, to do all the STEM things that other kids, they have the opportunities. We make sure that we provide equity for those kids because yes, they're not from here, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve a quality education. So in this building, they get everything that they need and we set them up for success.
Right.
So we definitely believe in like grace, optimism, thrive, humanism. These are all our core values that we make sure that our students have when they leave this building.
I love that. And what TD Industries has very similar core values. We talked about celebrating the power of individual differences and inclusivity, but we also have servant leadership as one of our core values. Jack Lowe Sr. was an advocate for servant leadership. He believed that we were all responsible for nurturing and empowering each other and making sure that our community stays strong by having empathy and caring for those around
Mhm.
you and lifting them up to help them grow, like to
Yes.
grow people. So I love it that your school's core values and our core values still resonate even today. And, part of his history is that he was part of a biracial committee that helped to integrate the Dallas school system. So what he wanted to do is make sure that we all work together, that we accomplish things as a community together, and that everybody that has a voice in it is involved. So I would love to know any recent accomplishments or programs in particular that you're proud of that the school's working on right now?
Right now, we the leader in me. And so this program actually helps our students understand at its core that you have to have self-worth within, right? And it builds, they set goals from kinder all the way up to fifth grade, and not just goals of passing a test or passing the grade level, but goals that will set you up for lifelong success of what do you want to do when you grow up. And so that is really what matters. We put first things first, we sharpen the saw and things like that. So The Leader in Me by Frank Covey really helps our students understand the importance of making sure we are always putting, like you said, first things first. We are always thinking about the end game. What do you want to be when you grow up? How are you going to come back and give to the community? What goals are you going to set? But how, not just what goals, how are you going to reach those goals? And so it opens up our SEL time in the morning so kids are able to comfortably talk about these things with their teachers. If they're having good days, bad days, it all goes back to Leader in Me and having that SEL morning time.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And the student population that you described seems as though they're very strong and courageous. So, how do you think that the what you're doing now is going to help strengthen them as they go forth into their careers and to become productive citizens?
I believe that everything has a foundation. And so elementary school is the foundation for a lot of our students. I talked to the fifth grade class and I told them, I said, you know, when you get older, one thing that you typically don't forget are your elementary teachers because they're the ones who teach you how to read. They're the one who teach you how to write. They're the one who builds you up and builds that success in you and makes you feel as though you can conquer the world. And so we instill those beliefs in them, and so, what I feel like all of this is doing is helping them go on in middle school to keep setting those high expectations for themselves, setting those goals, setting the criteria to reach those goals, and then on in high school and then on in college. Yes, you learn more along the way, but in elementary school is the foundation. And so once we lay that foundation, I believe that it builds and then they'll go on to be successful, productive citizens.
That's really amazing. And we're so proud. First of all, thank you for the service that you do in shaping our youth and taking good care of them and helping us to feel, confident that they're going to be okay. And I would love to talk about diversity a little bit more. I mean, your school has a very diverse population, but how does that
Mhm.
color things? How does that make it fun? What kind of value do you think that it adds that there's such a breadth of different kinds of kids?
You get to learn from everybody. There is no one way to do anything or one way to learn things or one way to dress or one way to act. And so the kids really, when we have culture day, they really show up and show out and they are not afraid to speak about what they do in their culture. And we have to learn, like we have to learn what offends people in their culture, what doesn't offend them, how can we say we love you in their culture, things like that. And so it just really builds a friendship and a bond that's unbreakable because, like I said, the kids are able to be who they are, their authentic selves. They don't have to hide. They don't have to be embarrassed. They don't have to not wear this type of clothing. They can be whoever they want to be, and we accept them for who they are, and we're learning. So I love when the kids dress up and tell us and bring food dishes, and we get to learn about their culture. Just like they're learning about the American culture, we want to learn about their culture. You never know when we want to go visit different places. And so at least we'll have some background knowledge on their way of life or their culture and what they believe in.
That's wonderful. That's so amazing. And I also you mentioned a little bit about the STEM preparation that you do for the students too. Can you talk
Mhm.
a little bit about how important STEM is? And I say this coming from, mechanical construction firm, like from top to the bottom, our jobs involve more science and, a real technical knowledge no matter what you're doing in the
Mhm.
trades or in engineering. Construction is a great place to be. So tell us a little bit bit more about the importance of STEM and how you feel like you're preparing them for careers that are technical?
We definitely try to help them think outside the box. Sometimes there is this box that we try to put everybody in, but we want those divergent thinkers. We want those thinkers that think outside the box. And so with our robotics, we have robotics and coding and things like that clubs. We want them to see not just the everyday jobs. We don't, yes, we're teachers. We want them to grow up and be teachers and lawyers and doctors and things like that. But we don't talk enough about there are a plethora of jobs in the world. Try these things. You won't know what you like until you get to try it. So introducing them to STEM, the robotics, they absolutely love doing these things. And so it's sparking their interest now. And once something sparks their interest, they're able to pay more attention, let's say in math class, because the notion is, oh, I don't like math. My mom didn't like math. My dad didn't like math. But once we introduce them to robotics and coding, they're like, ooh, I like math. And so
Yeah.
it changes their perception of learning in the younger grades. And so when they are older in fifth grade, they're like, yes, I want to do robotics club. Oh, I could actually be an engineer one day. You sure can. So
Mhm.
it's just opening their eyes to just more than what they see on TV or more than what they see in the everyday. It is letting them know that there is a big world out there and they could be anything they want to be when they grow up.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now that I'm in the construction industry, I just wish somebody had, told me that these types of jobs existed. And, it's as especially as a young kid, because you really don't have an idea of the various things
Hmm.
you could do and what you could learn to love. So I love that you guys are giving them so much different, exposure to things. But also I would love to have you give us a little pearl of wisdom as an educator and tell us what's your hope for the next generation. So like what do you wish most for your students as they grow up and become wonderful, productive servant leaders in the future?
My one hope is that they lead with kindness. They lead with empathetic heart. We never know what people are going through. We might put a smile on our face at work, but you don't know what they had to do to get there. So always make sure that you're kind to anyone, and it will take you so much further than just coming to work and having a frown every day. Um, Empathy. Lead with empathy, be empathetic, lead with kindness. If someone does something wrong to you, don't do wrong back. Make sure you always bring out the kindness in everyone. A smile is worth 1,000 more smiles than one frown, right? A frown produces frowns, a smile produces more smiles. So making sure that our students are, I definitely want them to be successful, but I definitely want them to make sure that no matter what, be kind. In a
Yeah.
world of everything going on, be kind.
Be kind and have a little bit of understanding for your neighbor and take the time to get to know them and learn from them because again you never know how much you're
Mhm.
going to grow if you make valued relationships. And
Yes,
I would say
building
from
those.
yeah, building those, I would say from my perspective, hearing you talk, that the real legacy of Jack Lowe Sr. within your school is what you just said. It like what we've learned and the value of the kids that are there and everything that they bring is that, you could treat people with respect and empathy and leading with kindness. And I think that
Leading
he
with
would
kindness.
he would have loved that. He would have said anybody can work together as long as
Mhm.
you lead with kindness and you treat people, with respect earnestly. And I love that message. I absolutely
Yes,
love it.
definitely.
Yes.
Because you never, like you said, you never know who you're going to meet, and you're going to learn different things from everybody you meet. You're going to learn everywhere you go. But the one thing that will set you apart is your heart. Are you kind? Are you sincere? Are you grateful? Are you appreciative of the things that you've learned? And are you parting that wisdom in others? Are you just keeping it for yourself? So making sure like you're kind, but you're also spreading the knowledge that you do have.
I love it. I mean, everybody here at TD Industries is so inspired by what you do and by the school, and we want to always have a good relationship. Is there any message you'd like to send to us that I can pass on?
We just appreciate you guys for supporting us and being here for us during these times. And we hope, like you said, to continue to build this relationship. We like to invite you guys out. Come on out and volunteer with us. Spend a day in the life of a teacher. And hey, we'll take a field trip to you guys just to have kids, like you said, build that relationship and get to know other activities. We have a career day coming up, so we give y'all a call.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to put that on my to-do list too. It's been a while since I went to a career day, so it's time to get back to one. But we would love that. And again, Principal Cavitt, I have really enjoyed this conversation. I know these kids are in good hands. You're a delight, and we really enjoyed chatting, and we appreciate it. So thank you for helping us to celebrate
Yes.
diversity in Jack Lowe Sr.
Yes.
and Jack Lowe Senior Elementary School. So congrats to you and give our
Thank
best and our love to everybody there.
All right. Thank you so much. I will do that. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.